listening to the retro wave. Hi, ladies. I'm single.
Welcome back to the Retro Wave. I am your host, El Tiburon, back here again with my buddy Johnny O from the Double Axe Handle Smash podcast. What's going on, Johnny O?
Hey, man, how you doing? Not much.
Long time no see.
Yeah, I know. I think it was like last week, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty cold here. I'm in Connecticut, and it's been like in the 20s during the day, the highs. So it's been very cold.
Yeah, we were just talking about that before I pressed the record button. You asked me what's the weather in LA, and I told you sunny, 79 degrees.
I cannot believe that, man. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm freezing my ass off over here.
Yeah, I don't envy that part right now. You being out there in the freezing cold.
I'm joining you live from my car because I don't have any good place for me to be recording right now.
Yeah. Hey, we're doing it live. We
gotta do what we can, right?
Right. Yeah, but this episode we're gonna be talking about our favorite 80s comedy movies, and I thought who better to invite than the man of 1,000 voices, Johnny O. That's your nickname for me, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know, the man of 1,000 holes, D. Malenko. But then there's a man of 1,000 voices, Johnny O.
I'm sure there's better people than but yeah, I do a lot of I could do a lot of voices. Yeah. It's a little weird doing it on the spot though. So
yeah, that might come up with some of the movies we're talking about. So hey, if you feel like doing an impersonation, go ahead.
Okay.
Call it in the ring, as they say in the wrestling business.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. So you want to give the fans of your podcast any update on the Double Axe Handle Smash? What's going on?
Right now I'm just awaiting Edwin's my co-host who passed away, waiting for his wife to let me know when she's ready for me to come down to the house, and we can get those 4 episodes that we pre-recorded with Metal Ed and get those out to people. We have Marty Jannetty, our interview with Marty Jannetty, the franchise Shane Douglas, Tito Santana, everyone's favorite, El Tiburon, one of your favorites, you know.
Arriba, hell yeah, Tito.
Yeah, and he was very nice, so gracious and nice. I mean, Shane Douglas was too. Marty was cool, and then we have Tony Atlas, which was our final interview with good old Metal Ed up by my side. So Metal Ed was my he was my equipment guy. He was my tech guy. He did all that stuff. I don't know any of that stuff. So
yeah, but you'll figure it out. I got faith.
Trying to figure it out. Yeah, thank you. I might do some solo interviews too. So coming up, I might have a few really cool interviews. I'm going to try to get some more fresher, more recent talent, so people will be more familiar with them.
Yeah, like bringing in the new with the old, with the classics. So the classics and the moderns.
Yeah, we're gonna do it all. Yeah, I mean, I've been talking to the Godfather, so hopefully you get the Godfather in here on the Double Axe Handle Smash podcast. Right now, I took a little break from it, so I'm just kind of awaiting, see what the future holds. But I will release those 4 episodes when Edwin's wife is ready.
Very good, very good. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So we're going to be talking about our favorite 80s comedy movies. First, we're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back.
drive to Wendy's and order a single, you get more beef than the Whopper or the Big Mac. At Wendy's, you never have to ask, where's the beef?
Hey, Johnny O, where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Yeah. So, you know, it's funny. Yeah, there we go. Now I see. I know what you're talking about now. Okay. So
Yeah, that was
I didn't see what you're screen sharing now.
Yeah, I forgot to screen share, but yeah, that was a Wendy's commercial. Where's the beef?
Was that the old lady? Yeah.
Where's
the beef? Yeah.
Driving around looking for the beef, which can be taken in many ways.
Yeah, we definitely this whole.
If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. You know, it reminds me, there was this little old lady last night in my valet job, and I parked cars and for a really nice restaurant in Western Massachusetts. This little old lady last night, man, she must have been 90 years old, and she was still driving. She could barely, her head was barely over the steering wheel. She reminded me of the "Where's the Beef" lady.
That's funny. That's a classic right there, right? Wendy's.
Yeah, I love these old classic advertisements, man.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do here, I've asked you to list your top 5 favorite comedy movies from the 80s. I've done the same. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna go from, as always, from number 5 to our number 1. And since you're the guest, we're going to go to yours first.
Crime. The city was full of it.
Hey! 3 TVs!
Desperate measures were needed.
Want you to go to the police academy.
The police academy is such a dangerous place.
Honey, don't worry.
Desperate measures were taken.
I'm joining the police force! Ah!
The mayor says we have to take this riffraff.
I'm trapped here?
Oh, yes. We all are.
What about guns? When do we get guns?
You will be schooled in firearms, police procedures, local laws, and many, many other things.
High-speed driving. And self-defense.
I need a volunteer.
That's me! I'd love to go.
Police Academy.
Where did you get this gun?
Mom gave it to me.
Mister, I am warning you, half hour!
They're lean.
20, Roger.
Mean.
Does the radio bother you? 5.
I can turn it down.
Obscene. Each and every one of them striving to defend.
You make me sick.
Thank you, sir. I make everybody sick.
See the thighs.
Or offend.
Come on. I haven't got all day. The thighs.
And now that they're ready for the real world, crime is no longer the #1 problem. They are.
Can you get my kitty cat out of the tree?
No problem, ma'am.
Police Academy.
So at number 5, Johnny O, you've got 1984, The Police Academy. Tell us about this movie.
Yeah, Police Academy. I mean, there's a series. I think they went to 9, 10, or 12 films with the whole Police Academy series. When I was younger, it was rated R, and I was not allowed to watch it. My dad would watch it, and I'd hear him laughing his ass off and in the bedroom and everything. And every time I'd come in, you can't watch this movie. So I'd be upset. I'd cry because I couldn't watch it or whatever. But I just hear the phrase, the title all the time, Police Academy, Police Academy. I'd go to the movie store. I'd see Police Academy everywhere I go. And I'd want to watch this, that, and Teen Wolf. I would just see these posters everywhere. I'm not trying to go off another movie, but I'd see all these different, posters. I can't see it. But anyway, Police Academy, the movie was actually better than the trailer. The trailer was actually kind of kind of mediocre. I was
very long too.
and very long. Yeah, it's the longest trailer I've seen. I think that and Titanic is a tie. But there was there's so many great actors in that movie too, and Michael Winslow, who African American man who did the all the little voices and that. A lot of people recognize him from Spaceballs as well, and he was just. I mean, I think in the 80s he must have been in so many movies just because of all these little sound effects that he did. And I don't know what happened to that guy, but anyway, yeah.
I used to like when he would do the Bruce Lee. He would imitate the Bruce Lee movies.
Yeah, me. You know, I can't do that.
But he would move his mouth.
That's an impersonation I can't do.
He did a good impersonation because he would say something like 1-2 words, and then he would move his mouth a lot, like in the dubbed over.
Yeah, the old kung fu movie. Yeah, the voiceover. Yeah.
But you chose the first one specifically, or are you a fan of all of them?
You know, the whole series really. I mean, most of them took place in the 80s, and the later on they added Bobcat Goldthwait. And he's like, hi ladies, I don't know why I don't have any dates, and he would just like go off. I mean, that was his spiel anyway, like in his stand-up comedy. But he was amazing, just his voice and everything. He doesn't even do that voice anymore. Like I was watching an interview with him, he doesn't even do it anymore.
I thought that's how he talked because he uses that voice in everything he was in.
That's his act. That's what he does. But yeah, he was nuts, like crazy in the 80s, especially. Then there was you know, the guy who played Tackleberry, who I think actually died a few years ago. Him and Hightower, the big African American man who was like very tall and very strong, and he would like flip over cars. I think both of them are dead. I forgot his real name, but anyway, the guy Tackleberry though with the gun, and he was gun happy all the time, and he was always like, it was just a wonderful character. Like, and then the old guy, I think Competent Lassard, he played the father in Punky Brewster.
Is he the one that would? He's the one that would always get us like pranked, right, by Mahoney.
Yeah, he would go. Well, he was the nice one. He wasn't the mean one. The mean one was yeah, I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah, there was like the good one and the bad one, huh? Like the good supervisor.
Yeah, there was
and
the good one who was. Yeah. He would always talk like many, many, many. Like he would say many like so many times. Like I can't even like think of anything to say. But yeah, it was he played Punky Brewster's father in Punky Brewster. Remember Punky Brewster?
Yeah, I remember her, but I never watched. I don't remember watching that show. I think I was too little. Unfortunately,
I can sing the whole theme song, and I'm not going to do that right now.
Hey, then why'd you bring it up if you're not going to sing it?
No. Maybe the world is blind. No. Yeah, anybody listening, they can look that up. Yeah, it's actually a nice song.
Yeah, so I looked up how many Police Academy movies there are. There were 8 Police Academy.
8.
It was almost like a Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. They had like all these sequels.
Yeah, anything after, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything after 5, I honestly think sucked. Like, I watched 5, and then I started watching 6. I started watching 7 and 8. Man, a lot of the original cast weren't always in it. 1 through 5 were probably the best ones, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I watched them too. I always remember Mahoney, which was Steve Guttenberg.
Mahoney.
Yeah.
Steve Guttenberg.
Whatever happened to that guy? That guy was like in everything in the 80s.
Right? He was like the 80s heartthrob or something. Like he was in Short Circuit as well.
3 Men and a Baby or whatever that movie's called.
Was he in there?
Wasn't it something with a baby? He was in one with a baby and Tom Selleck. I think.
Yeah, the movie's called 3 Men and a Baby, but I didn't know it was him.
Okay. I'm not the most reliable when it comes to facts and stats, so
Apparently I'm not either.
I might be wrong, but
yeah, talk to me about wrestling, and I'm an encyclopedia of wrestling, but talk to me about movies now. We're here for entertainment, okay?
Yeah. Hey, don't crucify us. Give us a break here. I kind of think of it like when I think about like the knowledge that we have, I look at it like a pie chart, and I think wrestling takes a big piece of my pie chart, and then there's like a horror movie one, and then like there's smaller slices, and I think 80s comedy movies is like the very, 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 very thin line that you see that says like 0.5%. So
we'll have to do a show sometime on movies that you could watch over and over. It doesn't necessarily have to be 80s or 90s, but we'd have to, because there's some movies that I can sit there and I can watch every single time it's on, and I never get sick of it.
Yeah, and if we're saying incorrect stuff or getting stuff wrong, shoot me an email, RetroTiburon@gmail.com, and you can correct me.
Just be nice and respectful.
Yeah, just if it's not too mean, I might read it on the podcast. That's RetroTiburon@gmail. All right, so
this Johnny O guy is an idiot. Where'd you find him?
I mean, if it's mean but funny, I might still read it. But if it's just straight out mean,
I'm willing to hear this too.
If it's just straight out mean, then probably not. All right. Well, Johnny, that was your number 5. We're going to go to my number 5 now.
Rudy Robles had a knack for being in the right place at the right time. Until this time.
Ray!
Where's your green card?
Green card? I don't have a green card.
Where were you born?
I was born in East L.A., man. Hey, look! Hey! Hey, get over here, somebody. I'm an American citizen. Get your hand.
Adios, amigo.
Habla español.
Help! I've been deported.
I'll get you across the border.
Don't shoot! I'm an American! I was in the Cub Scouts. I got a merit badge. I was an altar boy.
Give this man a rubber tortilla.
I can't even speak Spanish.
2 weeks' time, you're gonna have enough money. I mean, if you work overtime.
Passports, green cards. Okay, you're now Fernando Valenzuela. You had 21 wins last year. All right.
Paradise.
Go! All right, everyone here, you're crossing illegally.
Cheech Marin.
I was born in East L.A.
Born in East L.A.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all beautiful people.
At my number 5 pick, I got Cheech Marin and Born in East LA. So I didn't talk about this before we went over our list, but the way I prepared for this podcast was the last couple weeks I've been watching a lot of these movies and ranking them in that way. This is the one goddamn movie that's not available on Netflix, not available on the 30 other streaming platforms. I couldn't watch it on YouTube. Someone didn't upload it to YouTube illegally. I could not find the damn movie. Funny enough, I bought it.
Probably because it's so controversial.
Yeah, funny enough is I bought it and it showed up today in the afternoon, but I didn't get to watch it. But I'm like, F it. I'm still putting this in my top 5. Born in East LA. I don't know. Did you?
Well, you've seen the movie, right?
Yeah, I think the last time I saw it, I'm maybe early 20s. But as a kid in the 80s, this movie like cracked me the hell up, and I didn't take any offense to it. I know, like you said, nowadays maybe this movie might not fly. But
that's probably why you can't find it anymore, because nobody wants to have the responsibility of having it on their streaming service. Yeah. I've never seen it, but I saw I've heard of it. I've seen the trailer, and Born in the East LA, that's a kind of a takeoff of Born in the USA by good old Bruce Springsteen. But it's
what the funny thing is, like I know of the song Born in East LA sang by Cheech Marin. I knew about that before the Bruce Springsteen Born in the USA. So forever, when I heard "Born in the USA," I was like, "Is this guy ripping off Cheech Marin, Born in East LA?"
Maybe because I'm in the tri-state area and you're in the Los Angeles, so this is your theme song for Los Angeles.
Yeah, and just like the title of the movie, I was actually born in East LA. I was born in I think the name of the hospital is Memorial Hospital here in East LA. So I always had a little bit of a connection to this movie. I was almost like, oh, it's kind of like about me, I guess.
So what do you like best about the movie?
I mean, Cheech Marin is hilarious. Just the premise of the movie that he's Mexican American. He's an American citizen, but sometimes we get clumped together with we get clumped together. They all they see is you're Mexican, so you must be illegal. So the premise of the movie is he's actual Mexican American, but he's at the wrong place at the wrong time. He ends up getting deported with Mexicans that were here illegally. So he gets sent back to Tijuana, as Jesse the Body Ventura would say, and he needs to make his way back. So just the whole premise, and it's from what I remember, it was really corny, but in a good way. I hope that when I do end up watching my copy that just showed up, I'll still enjoy it. Because truth be told, Johnny O, some of these movies that I watch now that I loved as a kid, and we'll talk about it later, I was like, man, these are not that funny.
No, actually, it's kind of funny. Real quick, I was watching. I was like telling everybody what a good movie Sidekicks was Chuck Norris. And,
never seen it.
Do you remember?
No, never seen it.
I was like telling everybody how good it was, and we finally found it. It's on. I think that's on Disney Plus or something. No, Amazon Prime, I think. But I finally, no, maybe it was Hulu. Anyway, who cares? But I finally I was like, all right, everyone. We had like 5 people in the room. We're gonna watch this movie, and then I'm watching it. I'm like, and everyone else is like looking at me, and I'm, man, this movie really sucks. So I turned it off.
Same thing when watching these comedies. I watched a few of them with my wife. I'll bring up the movies later, but my wife's like, "This is funny," and I'm like, "Yeah, this is funny." But in the back of my mind, I'm like, "No, this is not that funny."
This is not what I thought it was.
Yeah, sometimes I think when I had you and Metal Ed on the favorite childhood toys episode, I brought that up, that I regretted watching He-Man like in my 20s when it was on Netflix, because it kind of ruined the cartoon for me, because I loved it as a kid.
Yeah, same thing, man.
But so I hope when I watch this again, when I watch my copy, I enjoy it, because I don't remember a lot of the gags. The only gag I remember is, I don't know if you remember the comedian Paul Rodriguez. He's in
no.
He's in this movie, and I guess they hide like back in the day when we had those landlines, those phones with the giant cord, and someone puts one of those phones behind a picture frame of Jesus Christ, and Paul Rodriguez character's in the house just like eating chips, watching TV, and someone calls and it goes to like the voicemail message, so he thinks the frame is that Jesus is talking to him. So he's like, so people are leaving voicemails, and he's like, "Oh yeah," he's talking to the frame like if it was Jesus talking to him. Yeah, that's all. That's the gag, the only gag I remember. But gotta put this one just based on the title and what it's about. I can relate to it, and I don't know if you probably don't know this, but kind of like when you're Mexican American, it almost feels like, and I think this movie's kind of. It's kind of like trying to say that when you're a Mexican American, you're kind of neither. It's almost like you're neither a true seen as a true American, but you're not seen as a true Mexican either. So you're almost like a subculture. You're in your own pocket almost. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Because people that might say, "Oh, well, you're illegal immigrant, you're Mexican," they might not see you as a true American. But I know for a fact, Mexicans that live in Mexico and they see Mexican Americans, and not even Mexican Americans, it could be Chinese American, Salvadorian American. They see us as, "Oh, well, you're not a real Mexican because you don't live here. You're whitewashed over there, living in the U.S." So it's either like you're neither here nor there. It's just a little.
It's your own subcultures, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was my number 5. Let's go to Johnny O's number 4.
Does it ever feel like everyone's got more going than you do? Oops. That everyone is smart.
So you're Al Myers' kid?
Yes, I am.
You look pretty stupid to me.
Thank you.
You say the best skier in town just ran off with your girlfriend? Even your younger brother does better than you do? And that nobody even cares?
Beth broke up with me.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, you might be right. But remember one thing.
I haven't even been to New York City.
Nobody was ever better off dead.
The truth is, I can outski you any day of the week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you want to race? I'll take you on any day, sucker.
Go that way, really fast. If something gets in your way, turn.
All you need is guts.
All right! Now turn!
I'm gonna race, I'm gonna lose, and I'm gonna die, in that order.
Go!
And you'll never doubt yourself again.
He's skiing on one ski!
Better off dead.
And that's a real shame when folks be throwing away a perfectly good white boy like that.
An abnormal look at a normal teenager.
At number 4, Johnny O's Got Better Off Dead, 1985. Tell us about this one, Johnny O.
Yeah, I always like the 80s teenager movies. And was that John Cusack?
Yeah. How do you pronounce it?
John Cusack.
I always pronounce it John Cusack. Is it Cusack or
Okay,
Cusack?
Cusack. I don't know. I'm from like New York area, so I don't have the New York accent. I'm from Connecticut, so it's just the way I pronounce it.
No,
I don't know.
I'm not saying I'm right. I just want to know. Have I been saying it wrong?
Cusack. I don't know, man. Cusack.
We know. The listeners know who we're talking about, right?
Right. The guy, and he was. I think his last big movie was the Hot Tub Time Machine. I mean, I know that was a few years ago. I'm sure he's been in more than that afterwards, but I think that was his last big one. But yeah, John Cusack, and a lot of those teenagers that were back then. Did you notice in the trailer the guy who played Booger in Revenge of the Nerds?
I was about to say that. That's the dude from the little short dude with the curly hair, right?
Yeah, Booger. Yeah, he's been in a lot of 80s movies. He was in.
I just saw a movie with John Cusack a couple of days ago. One crazy summer, and the Booger guy's also in there.
Favorites.
He's also in there.
I was going to mention.
Yeah,
I was going to mention that as one of my honorable mentions later. If no one mentioned it, it's a good movie.
But the Booger guy's with him too, in that one. One Crazy Summer.
Yeah. The One Crazy Summer. Yeah, that was a good movie. But yeah, Better Off Dead. The mother in that movie. Have you seen Better Off Dead?
No, never even heard of it.
Dude, what is wrong? You gotta get on the ball, man. You and your wife. So you guys gotta watch this movie. So all these movies on here, I will watch all your movies that I've never seen if you watch all my movies. How about that?
Deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this the only one in my list that you haven't seen?
No.
Okay, we'll talk about. I'll ask you if you've seen the other ones.
But let me ask you about this movie. So when I read the title and was watching the trailer, he doesn't kill himself in the movie, right?
No. It's just a comedy because everything just keeps happening to him, and he just he loses a girl. He's just a teenager. Going through puberty. I don't know, puberty or whatever. I don't know if that's the case, but going through teenager, regular high school bullshit that everyone goes through. So, I mean, things happen to him. He feels like he's ignored by his parents. I mean, his mother's sitting there cleaning and he's there trying to hang himself in the garage, and his mother slams the door open and pretty much he drops and starts getting hung. And it's just his mother is just so oblivious to everything that's happening. Like he'll just say, "I think I'm going to kill myself." "That's nice, dear." Like it's just really funny. And then there's this kid, like a newspaper boy or something like that, and he shows up at the door and he's like, I think he wants his $5 or something like that. $5. He's like chasing him around the whole movie for $5. It was just hilarious.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's $3 or $5. I don't know. Like I said, I might be wrong on some of these things.
Yeah,
I should have paid more attention.
Yeah, I never heard of this one. But obviously, John Cusack was huge in the 80s. He was and
look at all the movies he was in.
Say anything, right? Say anything.
Oh, another great movie.
Good old John Cusack. All right. Anything else you want to add to this movie?
No, I don't. There's not really much else I can say about it.
All right. Well, that was your number 4. Let's go to my number 4.
From the director of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Adam and Barbara are ghosts.
What's the good of being a ghost if you can't frighten people away?
Their house is being haunted by the living.
Maybe the house could use a little remodeling.
And they can't scare them into leaving.
They're dead. It's a little late to be neurotic.
So they're calling on Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice!
Who's no ordinary ghost.
You don't want his help.
Can you be scary?
What do you think of this?
Now, the party's over.
You want somebody out of the house? I want to get somebody out of your house.
But the fun has just begun.
It's showtime.
Learn to throw your voice, fool your friends, fun and party.
Not bad.
This is amazing.
Want a cigarette?
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, yeah, here I come, baby.
He's guaranteed to put some life
Attention, Kingword shoppers.
in your afterlife. Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice.
I'm the ghost with the most, babe.
My number 4 pick, 1988's Beetlejuice. Man, I watched this recently, about a week ago. This movie cracked me up, but just I feel like Michael Keaton was all the comedy in this movie. His character Beetlejuice is crude, rude. He makes very inappropriate jokes. And it's kind of funny to see him because I think this was the year before the Batman movie where he was like he was the serious Bruce Wayne, and seeing like the polar opposites of Beetlejuice and Batman, and man, he's hilarious in this, and I think it's all the comedy comes from the character Beetlejuice. Love this one.
Yeah, you
a fan of this one, of Beetlejuice?
Yeah, I love Beetlejuice. I actually recently watched it as well, and my wife and I were kind of like, now we love it and everything, but then we're looking at some of the CGI or some of the effects that are like when they made those funny faces and stuff like that. Like, man, that's horrible. Like,
yeah,
some of the stuff like now, because we're spoiled now with new technology. So you go back and look at some of these things. It's almost like looking at the old He-Man cartoons. But you're like looking back and you're like, oh man, that was horrible with the way they did that. Like, but then the story is great. Michael Keaton is great, and he was at that time he was at the top of his game. You know, he was, I mean, Mr. Mom and Gung Ho and all these different movies he was in. Batman, he was at the top at the time, and he was hilarious. And my grandparents, they were the kind of people that were, you know, they didn't say hell or damn or anything like that. So when they saw the ad on TV and I want to see that movie, and I think, what was it, 1989, 88? What is it?
88.
88. I was 8 years old. So they're no, you're not going to see that movie. You know, that's dirty. It's a very dirty movie. So, and I think the only part was Beetlejuice grabbing his crotch, you know, that was really bad, you know. And
he does go into a strip club too.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, but they could have closed my eyes. I don't know, but they wouldn't take me to the movie. And I think there was only one F word in the whole movie too. That same part where he's grabbing his groin.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could swear in your show or not. So
yeah, this is the explicit content box is checked off. You can curse, right?
Oh, that's great. And he goes, nice fucking model. And I don't swear on my show, so that's why I ask. I just wanted to make sure. I know I said ass and bullshit earlier, but
I think my favorite scene is at the very end where he's like in the lobby of the afterlife or something, waiting for his turn, and he has ticket number 1 billion and something. That's his number, and he steals the voodoo guy's number, and the voodoo guy shrinks his head.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
And they're actually talking about making a sequel.
Yeah, I hope they do. And
Michael Keaton said he's in, and Winona Ryder. I mean, everyone knows Winona Ryder. Everyone knows now Winona Ryder probably is the mother in Stranger Things. I don't know if you've ever seen Stranger Things.
I only saw one episode, I think, of Stranger
Things. And Winona Ryder to me is still, she's hot, and yeah. You should get the Beavis and Butthead going.
Oh, hey, you giving me ideas.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this movie, with some of the movies on my list, I almost felt like it wasn't fair, and I'll include Beetlejuice in that list, including them because I think they're more than just a comedy movie. Like, they're just awesome movies to watch overall. But I still wanted to add it because it still made me laugh when I watched it. Michael Keaton still cracked me up as Beetlejuice. Are you driving in your car? Or why does it look like your car's moving?
There's a car turning around in my driveway.
Oh, I was like, are you going in reverse in your car?
No, I live at a dead end, so everybody turns around in my driveway.
Okay, I was like, you want to record this later because I don't want you to get in a car accident.
No, I'm parked, man. I'm parked at,
Yeah. I'm
parked.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, some of another one's gonna come up on my list later. Like, some of these movies are more than just a comedy. Like, this one's like a goth comedy adventure. I don't know. It's like a bunch of different genres.
Well, Tim Burton, who made the film, is just brilliant. He hasn't really been doing too many things in the last few years, though.
Gotta love Beetlejuice. That one had to.
Oh yeah, Beetlejuice, man. I'm the ghost of the most pips.
So that's my number 4. We're gonna go to your number 3 now, Johnny O.
This summer, when you think vacation, think National Lampoon's Vacation. See the real America.
Hey, underpants. Hey, yellow.
It's friendly.
I'm okay.
Don't you want to look at the Grand Canyon?
It's educational.
Great.
And most of all, it's fun.
The dog went on the picnic basket.
Like Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Imogene Coca, Randy Quaid, John Candy, and Christy Brinkley.
Well, are you gonna go for it?
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Take you for a ride. This summer, when you think vacation, think National Lampoon's Vacation.
At number 3, Johnny O's got 1983's National Lampoon's Vacation. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, man, what a great movie. I don't know if there's any more iconic movie from the 80s. I mean, I know this wasn't my number 1, but this is just very iconic, like the comedy of Chevy Chase. I didn't really like him in Saturday Night Live. I didn't like him in so many other things, but he was perfect for the National Lampoon's movies. I mean, there was like 4 or 5 of them that had Chevy Chase in it. And I mean, this one, and then there was European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, and Vegas Vacation. And then there was just Vacation. I think that was the son or something like that, but Chevy Chase was hardly in it. But I loved the whole movie. My dad and we laughed our ass off watching it, and every time it was on, we would watch. This is one of those movies that anytime it was on, we'd have to watch. And the time when the dog pissed on the sandwiches, and they were eating them. That was great. I mean, did you see this movie?
I've maybe seen clips of it, but I don't think I've seen this movie all the way through. Like, I've seen clips of this one and the European one you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I remember the European one being very, like, sleazy. Like, them showing, like, I don't know, it was, like, very sleazy.
Nah, I didn't think so.
No? Or maybe I'm thinking of it. But these do feel like they're more like guy movies. Like, for guys.
Nah,
no?
I think maybe. I mean, I think this is definitely a movie that you and your wife can still watch together. I mean, it's like my wife would watch it with me. I mean, I don't know if that's more of a personal preference, but I don't think it's like a guy movie. Like, I think girls will like it too.
I just say that because it seems like in the movies he always ends up flirting with like a younger girl. And I don't know a lot of wives that would appreciate that. Right.
I got you. Yeah. But it's every single movie. It's kind of a theme in every movie. He does it every time he daydreams about this girl. I think it was like a whole different. I think it was Christy Brinkley.
Yeah.
But there was in one of the movies it was a different girl. For some reason, it was somebody else in one of the movies. I'm not sure if it was the Christmas one. I think it was the Christmas Vacation.
And the Christmas one, there's one at the mall that he's like flirting with.
Yeah.
That's showing a lot of the cleavage, if you will.
Yeah. The cleavage is real, baby. Did you see the Anthony Michael Hall? You know who he is?
Yeah, the one from like 16 Candles and Breakfast Club.
Yeah, he played the son in it, Rusty, and he was also in a TV show called The Dead Zone. That was one of my favorite TV shows.
I was about to bring that up too. Like the running thing with these movies is that they change the kids pretty often, right? Like Chevy Chase,
almost every movie, yeah.
Chase and Beverly D'Angelo, I think they said her name is. They're always there, but the kids always end up being played by different actors.
Yeah, and the Uncle Eddie or cousin Eddie, he was always the same as well.
Yeah, Randy Quaid.
Yeah, Randy Quaid. Yeah, he's a crazy son of a bitch, that guy. I don't know if you look him up, man, but he kind of went like a little nuts a couple of years ago.
They made, from what I remember, they did like a spin-off, like a made-for-TV movie of National Lampoons, but Randy Quaid was the main character.
What was it, Christmas Vacation 2?
No, it's like a weird one where he ends up on a desert island with his kids, but it's a spin-off.
Oh, that sounds fun.
But it was like made for TV, and apparently it was not very good.
Not too bad. I mean, iconic movie, iconic people that are in the movie. I mean, John Candy was in there, which, he was near the end, but it's just a really good movie about a family going across the country, pretty much half the country or across the country, to get to Wally World, which I think is a real place.
Oh, is it? I thought it was a fictional theme park.
Yeah, I think it was a real place, Wally World.
All right, well that was your number 3. Let's go to my number 3.
Good morning, Your Highness.
We've selected for you a very fine wife.
So, what kind of music do you like?
Whatever kind of music you like.
Do you have a favorite food?
Whatever food you like.
Fine girl, isn't she?
Why can't I find my own wife? I want a woman that's going to arouse my intellect as well as my loins.
Where will you find such a woman?
Queens. No one here can know I am royalty. You must appear to be no different than the average man.
I will not say a word.
We require a room that is very poor.
Damn shame what they did to that dog.
We will take the room. Good morning, my neighbors! I am Akeem.
It's nice to meet you, Akeem.
What are you going to do, mop your way into her heart?
We got an extra ticket for the game tomorrow. Want to come?
Yes. I have a date. Isn't that wonderful?
This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
Check the chocolate.
He good.
Oh my goodness! It is you!
This is the greatest day of my life. It was very nice meeting you two.
Who was that?
Just the man I met in the restroom. Can you make my hair look like this?
What you want to make your hair look like that for? Wear natural like Dr. Martin Luther King did. You ain't never seen Dr. Martin Luther King with no mess of Jerry curl on.
So at number 3, I got Coming to America with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. I just watched this yesterday, and I was like, man, I gotta have this in my top 5. I love this movie.
Is that your first time watching it?
No, I saw it a lot growing up as a kid, but I hadn't seen it since then. But it's hilarious. Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. I don't know. Have you seen this one?
Yes. Oh, many times.
Yeah, I just like how they play like multiple characters in the movie too. Like they play like the guys in the barber shop. They play the Sexual Chocolate. I think Eddie Murphy plays the singer of the band Sexual Chocolate. But my favorite is Arsenio Hall as like the priest, like the freaking what do they call that? Not the priest. Those guys that do give like the sermons and all that. What do they call them?
Pastor.
Yeah, he plays the pastor. Yeah, they're hilarious in this movie. And Louis Anderson, who just passed away.
I was just going to mention this. Yeah. I was going to mention that I just saw him in the clip that you showed very quickly. I was like, oh, there's Louis Anderson.
Yeah, R.I.P. to him. He just recently passed away, but even in his small role, he's funny as the McDowell's cashier. I think that's my favorite part of the one of my favorite parts of the movie. That the dad of the female that Eddie Murphy's trying to conquest, he has McDowell's, and he's explaining to Eddie Murphy like, we're not McDonald's, we're McDowell's. McDonald's has the Big Mac, we have the Big Mick. McDonald's has the golden arches, we have the golden arcs. You see, it's different. Yeah, man, but I love this movie.
Rip off.
Yeah, so yeah, there's the top 3 one for sure. I haven't seen the new one. I know they came out with a part 2.
Don't even bother, man.
No, it's not good.
No, it's horrible, but it's worth a chance, I guess. I mean, you can try it, but man, I'm warning you right now. I turned it off in the first within the first half hour.
Damn, that bad.
It was bad. It was terrible. And then I heard from other people. I didn't even watch the whole thing. It was bad.
Wow. Okay. All right. Good to know.
I think it's available on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. That's where I looked for part 1 on Amazon Prime, but I had to rent this one, but I saw part 2 was there.
I bought the Eddie Murphy collection from I think Target. Yeah, Target last year, and it was. Do you have Targets out there?
Yeah, we have Targets here.
Okay, so I bought it from Target, and it had like, I don't know, 14 or 15 Eddie. No, I think it was like 12 or 15 Eddie Murphy movies on it, and one of them was Coming to America.
Yeah,
so I mean,
you talk about another guy that was huge.
Big, Eddie Murphy with the bee's knees back then.
Even bigger than old Steve Guttenberg. Eddie Murphy was like Beverly Hills Cop, and what was the other one? There was another one where he's a cop or something.
48 hours and another 48 hours.
Yeah, with Nick Nolte, right?
With Nick Nolte, yeah.
I always get confused. Nick Nolte. I always confuse him with Gary Busey for some reason.
Yeah, me too, dude. Me too. I do the same thing. And my wife doesn't understand. Well, they're two different people. I'm like, no, you get confused. No, I don't. I'm like, I do. No one understands. You understand me. Yay.
I think the only way I can differentiate them is that I know Gary Busey's like completely batshit crazy, and Nick Nolte is.
Yeah, right. and that's a good thing. It's homage to him.
In a good way. In a good way.
In a good way.
No disrespect to Mr. Busey. All right. Well, that was my number 3. Let's go to your number 2 now.
This is Chet.
You remember me, Chet Ripley?
How you doing? This is his family.
You can run around here naked as a bear and not worry about running into anybody.
This is Roman.
What a gas.
This is his family.
I'm waiting for the heads to rotate around and vomit pea soup.
They're about to spend 1 week together in the great outdoors.
We weren't invited.
They'll be tickled to death to see us.
Who invited him anyway?
But this is no holiday.
The man is an ass.
This is war.
You wouldn't know a good time if it fell out of the sky, landed on your face, and started to wiggle.
Are you going to argue, or are you going to enjoy yourself?
Dan Aykroyd. John Candy. The Great Outdoors. Outdoor fun for the whole family.
That had to hurt.
At number 2, Johnny O's got The Great Outdoors, 1988. Tell us about this one, Johnny O.
Oh man, John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, such a great cast. Again, I always am a big fan of both actors. More John Candy than anything. It was too bad that he died in '94, but he, man, this movie had everything, man. I mean, bears chasing him, and I mean the comedy, the timing, it was hilarious, man.
This is John Candy's second appearance on your list so far.
Yeah, I know, man. Did you see this movie?
Never even heard of it.
Oh, bro, you gotta watch it, bro.
You know what I do remember watching in the 90s? Remember John Candy had a cartoon called Camp Candy?
Camp Candy? Yeah. Camp Candy, yeah.
I used to watch that, but no, I've never seen this one.
Oh, you gotta see it, man. I'm telling you. So far I gotta watch East LA, and I gotta watch I think the East LA is the only one I didn't see so far that you have. So you got a lot of catching up to do.
So this one, have you watched it recently though, or has it been a while?
Oh yeah, dude, I watched this. This is another one of those things I'll watch every time it's on.
Okay, so this one still holds up then.
This one still holds up, yeah, hilarious. Like, there's just so much in the movie that can just make you laugh. I mean, and I'm talking about laugh out loud, slap your knee laughing. Like, you watch that movie, man.
All right, I'll take.
I don't even want to spoil it.
Yeah,
for
I'll
you.
check it out. It looks like it's like Dan Aykroyd versus John Candy's character from the looks of it.
Well, John Candy is, he's the guy. He knows about the country. He knows about living in the woods and all that stuff. And he took his family to where, he grew up, or he, did things when he was younger. And then his in-laws, which I think is his wife's family, I think, or I'm sorry, he's married to his sister or something. I don't know what it is. I still can't figure out the relationship, but I know they're related. They're in-laws somehow. It's either the wives or the two wives or sisters, I think, possibly. But Dan Aykroyd is like a city slicker, and big cars and big money and stocks and all that stuff, and he'll eat stuff from a package and stuff like that. John Candy will eat stuff, homemade, and that it doesn't really show that too much in the movie, but it's just the differences between them. So the city.
Is it like a city slicker and outdoorsy?
Yeah, the city slicker versus the outdoorsman, but they don't go to war like that. It's just the difference in personalities. They go against each other. It makes it funny and fun.
Cool. All right. Well,
I mean, there was one scene. One of my favorite scenes is John Candy. Dan Aykroyd gets John Candy to eat this. I at this steakhouse, and it's called the Old 96er. And if John Candy can eat this whole 96-ounce steak, him and the whole family, everyone gets their meal free. So they stuffed that down him, and you have to watch it. It's great.
I'll add that to my list then. So far I got The Great Outdoors, and what was the other one? Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead, yeah. But what was the other movie I said?
Police Academy? I've seen those. Oh,
you've seen those.
National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah, you gotta watch those.
All right.
I know you said you've seen parts, but that doesn't count. It means you didn't watch it.
No, yeah. I'll add it to my backlog.
All right. Well, I want this done by next week.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. Well, that was
like you have time.
All right. Well, that was your number 2. Let's go to my number 2.
Ghosts.
Hello, Ghostbusters.
They're real.
You do? You have?
They're here. Ghostbusters.
Hey, anybody see a ghost?
They catch the ghost that won't stay dead. They're armed. They're dangerous.
Try to imagine all life as you know it stopping instantaneously and every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light.
All right, that's bad. Okay. All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egon.
They're professionals.
Oh, I'm the chairman of the largest paranormal removal company in America.
You see it?
They're all that stands between you and the end of the world.
The city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion. Real wrath of God type stuff. Exactly. Fire and brimstone coming down from the sky. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Your girlfriend lives in the corner penthouse of Spook Central.
You want this body?
Is this a trick question?
Got your stick? Hold! Pick him up! Smoke him! Make him hard! Ready!
Ghostbusters. Starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis. Coming to save the world. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
At number 2, I got Ghostbusters. Man, what can I say about this one? I just saw this one again this week. And this is one of those movies I was talking about earlier, like Beetlejuice, where I almost feel like it's not fair to add it to this list because it's more than just a comedy movie. It's a sci-fi, semi-horror, action,
drama.
Drama, adventure, love. It's just an awesome movie. And just because it's at my number 2 doesn't mean it's my second favorite from this list. Like overall, if you ask me what's my favorite overall movie from my list, it's Ghostbusters. But I'm basing mine just on straight ones that made me laugh. And this one brings the laughs too. It's,
hilarious, man.
Yeah, just Bill. I feel like a lot of the jokes for me came from Bill Murray. Like he just the sarcastic tone, and he's kind of taking everything like, all right, I guess we're fighting ghosts, very like matter of fact, and his one-liners and sarcastic little lines, and the way that he and Stantz and Spengler and Winston play off of each other, it's awesome.
Yeah. You do that, sir, and I'll sue your ass for wrongful prosecution. Remember when Mr.
Walter
Peck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Mr. Pecker?
Yeah. Hold on.
Excuse me. The name is Peck.
And you know who also I think is kind of underrated in this movie is I don't remember Rick Moranis his character name, but he's funny in the movie too.
Yeah, Louis Tully.
There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Ghostbusters was on my list, and I took it off, and then I put it back on, and then I took it off, and then I put it on my honorable mentions list because I could not decide whether to put this on or not because I love this movie so much. I used to know every line. I used to watch this movie every freaking day. And I would drive my mom and dad nuts because they had to buy me 2 different copies of the movie because I wore it out so much in the VCR. This movie is like one of my favorites. And I even liked the second one, but the first one is definitely the best one. And did you see the more recent one, the newest one yet?
Yeah. I did a review.
I
on
liked it. Okay. I'm sorry I missed the episode, but I'll have to watch it. But I liked the movie. I really did like the new one.
That's good too.
But we'll go back to this one. We'll talk about that another time off there.
Yeah, I think you didn't add it because of what I'm saying. It's kind of like a tweener. You can't say this is a direct, just straight comedy movie.
It's so many the lines though, man, were just so funny though when he's up in the elevator and that poor guy saw those 4 guys or 3 guys. Yeah, is it 3 or 4? I think when there was just still 3. And they saw him in the elevator, and the guy was like, "What are you supposed to be? Some kind of cosmonaut or something?" We're exterminators. Someone saw a cockroach up on I don't know what floor or whatever, and he's like, "Must be some cockroach." Yeah. Bite your head off, man.
That's a cool.
And then when they're in the elevator, and they said, "Okay, turn me on," and then they freaking turn his accelerator on, and it goes. And they all back up.
Yeah, and I think that was right after I think was it Spengler was that explaining like if this blows up, it could cause like this giant explosion, and then after that is like
I'm sorry guys, we never tested these things out like, and then do not cross the streams. Why? It would be bad.
Yeah, and even like Spengler, he plays like the straight guy, but even him in his own way is funny. A funny character.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Yeah,
he's hilarious. Yeah, remember when Louis Tully there, the Rick Moranis character, and he's in his little he's the keymaster, and he's like this man is not human.
Yeah, I also like got to bring up the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh yeah,
I just love when
what
Dan
did you do right?
Yeah, I like what the look on Dan Aykroyd Stan's face where he's like, "Uh-oh," because they're talking about like clear your minds, leave it blank.
Yeah.
And he's like,
"What did you do, Ray?" Oh shit! It's a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
And that still looks awesome. I know we talked earlier about like how some stuff doesn't hold up. That still looks awesome to me. The Stay Puft Marshmallow.
Oh yeah, dude. He did great on that.
Yeah. So man, I had to.
We used to roast Stay Puft marshmallows in a fire in Camp Wakanda. Ray has gone bye, Egon.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, I feel like
I'm trying to think of the one that can never ever possibly destroy us, Mr. Stay Puft. Nice thinking.
Which is kind of funny because they bring them back in the new one, but in the miniature version.
Yeah, little miniature ones, yeah.
I don't know if my friends Lydia or Anubis, one of them brought it up, or I heard it on a YouTube channel where they're like, well, a hole in the story, a plot hole could be like, if that Stay Puft giant marshmallow man terrorized the city, wouldn't you discontinue that line of marshmallows? Because it might give people PTSD. But in this new one, they're still around.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah, but they're so cute in the little marshmallow form. Yeah, so yeah, I don't feel like this is a fair one to put on there just because it's just an all-time great movie, but it still brings the laugh, so I had to add it too. So that's my number 2, Johnny O.
And now the Johnny O #1 comedy film of the 80s.
Hold on, let me see if I have a drum roll. No, wrong drum roll. Sorry about that. But let's go to your number 1 now.
Where do you live?
In the city.
Do you have a house?
Apartment.
Own or rent?
Rent.
What do you do for a living?
Lots of things.
Where's your office?
I don't have one.
How come?
I don't need one.
Where's your wife?
Don't have one.
How come?
It's a long story.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
How come?
It's an even longer story.
Are you my dad's brother?
I'm your dad's brother, all right.
Buck Russell had always been the black sheep of the family.
I'm stunned that I'm related to you.
Until one night.
Buck, we have a problem with the kids. We're stuck for somebody to watch them.
Oh, please, not that.
Can we trust him?
He's my brother, for God's sake.
I won't let him get into that Satan stuff or any of the new chicks. I'll leave that for me. I'm kidding, huh?
Now, he's making them breakfast.
Cigar?
No, thanks.
Making them lunch. And making them crazy.
What did you do?
He's irresistible.
And I want to ask you why I'm so attracted to you.
I wouldn't even guess at that.
Whoa!
He's unbelievable.
I'm Anita Horgar.
I'm Buck Melanoma. Molly Russell's wart.
He's
Would you just
John Candy. As Uncle Buck.
What does he like to drink? I've been leaving the toilet seats up. Is that what the blue water is? It's not good for him, huh?
Uncle Buck, the new comedy from John Hughes.
You have much more hair on your nose than my dad.
Oh, nice of you to notice.
I'm a kid, that's my job.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
So at number 1, Johnny O's got, man, a hat trick. John Candy 3 times on your list. You got Uncle Buck, 1989.
I love Uncle Buck. I love John Candy, man. I have to say, I've been seeking out all the John Candy movies too, like Summer Rental and all that stuff. And of course, watching that back, and I'm like, oh man, why did I like this movie? But love John Candy. Uncle Buck, I thought was probably the funniest movie I've seen from the 80s. That's why I picked it as number 1. I mean, I'm sure there's other ones, but did you ever see it?
Never seen it.
Dude, now did the trailer make you want to watch it?
Yeah, I mean, I like John Candy. I just haven't. I think I've only seen him in small roles. I've never seen, but I remember the VHS cover vividly for some reason. Like he's trying to get, like he's on one side of the door and the family's on the other side of the door, trying to keep him out of the house.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing
the kids love him though.
It almost seems like, is he the uncle that's like the screw up uncle? Is that what Uncle Buck is?
Yeah, pretty much the uncle that's kind of like not rednecky or whatever, but he gambles a lot and smokes cigars and all this stuff. I think I sent you a quote. Did you see the quote I sent you earlier?
Oh no, I didn't get it. I thought you had written it down.
Yeah, I sent you a quote from it because he's like talking about how he quit. He says, I wrote it down. Hey, I stopped smoking cigarettes. Isn't that something? I'm on to cigars now. I'm to a 5-year plan. I eliminated cigarettes. Then I go to cigars. Then I go to pipes. Then I go to chewing tobacco. And then I'm on to nicotine gum. It's but it's like one of the quotes in the movie. I always thought it was hilarious.
Another one I gotta add on my list, and then there was a young Macaulay Culkin I saw there.
Yes, yep, that was you think that same year or the year after? Yeah, no, wait, the same year he was in Home Alone, the first one.
I think Home Alone was 1990.
I thought the next year then 80. That was 89, so 1990. Yeah,
and I only know that because I was looking up dates of movies to see which one qualified, and Home Alone was 1990.
Because you were going to pick Home Alone, weren't you?
Because I love Home Alone, but that'll be next year.
We're going to have to do a 90s one.
Yeah, I think next year we're going to have to do a 90s one.
Yeah, we'll have to have, maybe we'll do a third person on here too, so we could do it even longer.
You do like them. You like the longer episodes, I've noticed.
Well, I'm used to doing like an hour and a half, 2 hours, with Metal Ed. So
yeah,
just want to get all the content, but I know we got strapped for time. But you didn't see any of Uncle Buck ever? You never seen any parts?
I saw the VHS cover at the rental store.
Yeah, right.
That's all I've seen.
It's a great movie. The older daughter does not like him, because he's basically trying to be a good uncle or whatever and trying to keep her away from this sleazeball boyfriend she has, and she doesn't understand, so she's being a normal teenager and basically making his life a miserable hell. But yeah, like one scene he goes, I think it's his first or second night in the house, and you see the door open and you see the front of the house and the door opens. He goes, "The cat's in." And then the little kid goes, "We don't have a cat." Freaking throws the cat back out.
Yeah. So this will be another one I add to my list then. The movies I got to watch.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that was your number one. Anything else you want to add to that movie?
Anybody who hasn't seen it, please watch Uncle Buck. Watch The Great Outdoors and Uncle Buck. Those are the two movies I really want people to watch.
And a cameo in National Lampoon's Vacation. Man, John Candy.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch that too.
John Candy lived in your top 5. All right. Well, for my number one, it's not a trailer. When I think of this movie, I just think of this one scene.
Clark, what's wrong? Honey? It's bigger than you expected? Smaller? What is it?
It's a 1-year membership in the Jelly of the Month Club.
Oh, God.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
That it is, Edward. That it is indeed.
I'm sorry, Clark. But...
This isn't the biggest bag over the head punch in the face I ever got. God damn it! Son. Any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me? I have one. I like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there in Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
So at number one, I got National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, 1989.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, you know what? I hadn't seen this movie since I was a kid. I remember watching this movie a lot as a kid, but last year for Christmas, I decided, like sometimes during the holidays, you'll watch movies that remind you of those holidays. So I watched this movie, and I liked it more now than I ever did as a kid because now I understand a lot more.
Yeah.
I understand a lot more of it, and I kind of feel Clark Griswold's pain because now I'm in my 40s, so you can kind of relate. I mean, I don't have kids, but sometimes you get pissed off when shit doesn't work. Technology doesn't want to cooperate with you. You're trying to fix something. I'm not the most handy guy. I get pissed off when I hit my thumb or something doesn't work. So, but this scene alone put it over the top for me. I love that scene.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite movies as well. Did you know the guy who played Clark's boss is also Bill Murray's brother?
Yeah, his older brother. Uh-huh.
Yeah, older brother. Yeah, and then it's funny because Randy Quaid, he tries so hard. He really loves Clark, and he tries so hard to impress him. And he's the one who did exactly what Clark wanted and gave him his boss in his living room with a bow on his head. I mean,
yeah, Randy Quaid is like the love to hate uncle. I think he's like the
man, I love that guy.
He's like another uncle. He's the Uncle Buck of the Griswold family.
Yeah. If you want to know what Uncle Buck is like that. Did you ever see? Do you remember the part with when he's got his camper and the shitter was full, so he's like emptying his shitter in the from his camper.
Yeah,
into the sewer.
Yeah, and the neighbors are like, wait, actually, it's Elaine from Seinfeld is the neighbor.
Elaine from Seinfeld. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was when he was doing that, it's funny because I was just watching it recently on AMC, and that they took that part out.
Really?
They took the part out when he was emptying his shitter. I was so actually disappointed. I mean, usually they bleep over it and they'll say, you know, that is full or the crapper's full. They won't, but they didn't even do the scene at all. They just skipped right over it.
Huh, that's weird. That's a weird scene to remove. I wonder.
Yeah, I mean,
so then for sure
shit that offensive.
So for sure they remove the part where like the cops come in and Griswold's wife like takes a handful of his ball bag, is like holding on to his junk. You remember that part?
Yeah, I don't even remember. I don't remember whether they have that or not.
Yeah, I'm sure that was removed for sure. But yeah, a movie, like I said, that I liked as a kid. Like I felt like it was just always on TV as a kid. It was always on. But now watching it, I'm like, yeah, I get Clark Griswold. I understand him more now. So yeah, this one jumped to my number one.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. And then when the parents, the grandparents or the great aunt or whatever comes, and they're like, they wanted the older lady to say grace, and he's like, "Oh, Grace, she died years ago."
And then she starts.
Do you remember? Do you know who that is?
Yeah, she starts.
Do you know who
No, I don't know who the actress is. Who is she?
She. You ever heard of Betty Boop?
Oh, she's the voice of Betty Boop.
She's the voice of Betty Boop. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. She.
Huh. You know, remember she was also in Roger Rabbit as the voice. You know, the voice because Betty Boop was in Roger Rabbit.
Man, I did not know that. Johnny O dropping the facts right here. Yeah, I didn't know
that. Yeah, we got an Easter egg. I was trying to get you with some kind of Easter egg here, man. So I had to come up with something. I had to dig in my soul to come up with something for you.
That's a good one. That's a good deep cut. Yeah, I like that. In that scene, she winds up reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, I think.
Yeah, I pledge allegiance to the flag. Oh, that's hilarious.
She brings the Jell-O with like cat food and inside the Jell-O.
Oh, dude, and the cat is in the box.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they
this box is moving and meowing.
And they're like, whoever, she usually just boxes up stuff around the house and brings it as a gift. She brought the cat.
And the Jell-O was in a box, wrapped up.
A great movie. Yep. It's very cheesy and slapsticky, and you know it's just a fun movie. But that scene, man, you can feel. I mean, I don't know if Chevy Chase was ever known as this like renowned actor, but you could feel that scene, like how frustrated he was. And I think for us now, you know, older in the workforce, we can probably relate to a time where we wanted to fucking punch our bosses in the face.
Yeah, pretty much, or give them a stone cold stunner.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, but
he pretty much before Stone Cold, Chevy Chase gave us the idea.
Yeah, maybe he was the predecessor to Stone Cold Steve.
Yeah, right.
Clark Griswold.
Yeah, with Randy Quaid's help.
I like that. I didn't catch it while watching the movie, but I watched like a YouTube video talking about National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and they pointed out if you watch Randy Quaid in the scene where he's wearing a turtleneck, he's wearing like a black turtleneck, but if you look at his sweater, he's wearing a white sweater. You can see that under his sweater, he only has the turtleneck part. It's like a cutout turtleneck. So under the it's only like a square of a shirt. It's like just for the turtleneck. It's really weird looking.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and remember his dog Snots?
Under the table, eating the scraps.
Yeah, good old Snot. Yeah, and then if he humps your leg, just let him go. Just let him finish.
Yeah. Yeah, great movie. This for sure will be like a tradition. My wife doesn't like it, so I'll have to watch it by myself.
No?
She's not a fan of it, but that's all right. I'll watch it by myself. It's all good.
Yeah. He'll be singing that song all by myself.
All right, so yeah, that was our list. So let's get into honorable mentions, ones that didn't crack the top 5. What's coming up for you as an honorable mention?
Well, I didn't put this in here because it was kind of a, just like the Ghostbusters, kind of a comedy slash dramedy romantic thing, Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I always like all those Brat Pack movies. Yeah, it wasn't just her. I mean, the whole Brat Pack group of movies, and those movies are just
16 Candles, right?
16 Candles. Yeah, I mean, I love those movies. I mean, you've seen those?
I've seen The Breakfast Club, but I saw it like as an adult, and the only part I like is when they do that really cheesy montage dance. Other than that, I didn't really care for it. But I like when they do that dance, that montage dance. All right.
Any honorable mentions for you?
Oh, I got a bunch. So I got.
I have a few more too. I'll just. You do one. I do one. You do one. We'll do that.
I have. I don't know if you remember Just One of the Guys.
Nope, never seen it.
It's I forgot the actress's name, but she's in high school and she cuts her hair and she starts going to the high school as a male. I forgot the reason why, but it's just one of those 80s 16 Candles Breakfast Club movies, but it's a comedy. It's really funny. So I got that on my honorable mentions. What about you?
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf, all right.
Michael J. Fox, man. I'm a big Michael J. Fox fan as well. I mean, yeah.
The first one, or because I know there was a sequel, right?
Oh, the first one. The second one sucked. With Jason Bateman.
I've never seen Teen Wolf, and I don't know if you don't know this about me, but I'm a big fan of basketball movies, so I need to watch that one.
Really, you got to see Teen Wolf, dude.
Yeah.
It's pretty much mostly a lot about basketball in there.
Yeah, I got to watch that one. I got next on my list. I got Spaceballs as an honorable.
Spaceballs, dude. Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah,
this is another one I was afraid to watch because I was like, man, what if it's really stupid and I hate it? And I watched
but it was so stupid it was funny.
Yeah, it was stupid, but in a good way. It's like making fun of Star Wars, but it's also making fun of itself. So yeah, the honorable mention for sure, Spaceballs. What you got?
How about the Naked Gun movies? The first two, I think, were in the 80s still. Or maybe the first one was the 80s.
Mr. Nielsen?
Yeah. You ever seen it, the Naked Gun?
Yeah, I don't know which. I feel like I've seen the 90s ones more. Because I know there was some in the 90s.
Try watching it. It was based on a TV show called The Files from the Police Squad, or Police Squad, I think. Okay. But it was, if you watch the first one, man, and then after you watch the first one, then go to the second and third one. But they're so stupid, they're funny. And, Leslie Nielsen is just hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I have next One Crazy Summer. We already brought this one.
Yeah.
I watched this a couple of days ago, and it's it has some laughs, but it's not as funny as I remembered it as a kid. But I still like it. It's really cheesy and stupid, but in a good way. It's got like charm, a lot of charm.
I definitely agree with you there.
You got Mr. Bobcat, which you impersonated in the beginning, introing the podcast. Mr. Bobcat, what you got next?
I'm kind of drawing a blank.
You sent me your list, so you have also Short Circuit as an honorable mention.
Oh yeah, Short Circuit. Yeah. Hold on, let me look at some of my lists because there was one on there that. Short Circuit was really one of my favorite movies. Did you ever see it?
Yeah, I saw it. That's with the one that looks like Wall-E, right, with the robot.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that as a kid. I haven't seen it since then, but
the second one they named him number 5, so he'd call himself Johnny. But
yeah, Short Circuit. I've got also 3.
Hey, Laser Lips, your mama was a snowblower.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
My next one, I got 3 Amigos with Chevy Chase, Martin Short, and who was Steve Martin. Man,
Steve Martin.
This is one of those ones where it ruined my childhood. Watching this again, it was not that good. Oh, I used to love this movie as a kid, and I was like, "Oh, this for sure is gonna be in my top 5." And then I watched it, and I was like, "Man, maybe not so much." But I loved it as a kid, so I'll still throw it in as an honorable mention.
One of my next one is The Secret to My Success with Michael J. Fox.
Never heard of it.
You ever seen it?
No, never even.
And I never heard of it. Oh, it's great, man. So he moves from, I think it was a farmer to country or something like that, and he moves to the city. He gets a job with his, I think his uncle or something like that, but he doesn't really know his uncle very well. And his uncle's wife, he's not blood related or anything, kind of starts. I guess his uncle and his wife cheat on each other, and his aunt was basically has the hots for him, and was, they're having, doing stuff and they weren't supposed to be doing. And he started off in the mail room, and he's like moving his way up, and they're sneaking around. Not the aunt and Michael J. Fox. Well, they're sneaking around too, but Michael J. Fox gets a job in the mail room, but he's so good at what he does, and he's already up in the the penthouse, and working for his uncle's company, but under a different name. So, and he's very successful, and they're all wondering who this guy is, and because no one ever sees him, but they see his work and see how good he is, and he's saving the company so much money and doing all this stuff, and then no one knows who he is, but he still goes back and forth to the mail room and goes upstairs where he's not supposed to be, and it was hilarious. You got to see it. Yeah, it's good.
Man, I got to see a lot of movies. But that's kind of the running joke here. When I did the horror movie one, they make fun of me, my friends Ty White, Zomberry, and Ty Lord, because there's a lot of movies I haven't seen, apparently. And now doing the comedy one with you, there's a lot of comedy movies I've never seen. Yeah, so I also got Look Who's Talking as my honorable mention.
And what year was that?
Hold on, am I choosing a night?
89?
Look,
maybe it was 89.
Look Who's Talking.
You know what's funny? They showed this movie at school when I was in 5th grade.
Appropriate one, especially with that sperm scene.
That's what I'm saying. We were watching this, these little tadpoles. Aw.
Yeah, it's 1989, so just barely a 80s movie. Yeah, but I loved that as a kid. Look Who's Talking.
Yeah.
Any other one pop into your mind?
For comedy, oh man, I'm thinking of all these other movies that aren't comedy, so I gotta say no. I did have one in mind. Now I can't think of what it was, so I think that's when I should be tapping out here.
Yeah, I got last one, Ghostbusters 2.
That was that 89?
Ghostbusters 2. Hold on, let me see if I'm BSing here. What years was Ghostbusters? I think
Ghostbusters was 84.
Ghostbusters 2 is 89, so barely making the cut. But when I did the Ghostbusters review Afterlife with my buddies, I was telling them Ghostbusters 2 was the movie I saw before Ghostbusters 1. We had HBO, and I felt like I watched Ghostbusters 2 50 times. It was just always on HBO, so I would always watch it. I didn't watch the original Ghostbusters till later, in my teens.
I basically didn't have HBO at the time, and I've seen Ghostbusters so many times, and then when Ghostbusters 2 was going to come on to HBO, I knew exactly what date it was and everything, and I had my uncle and aunt record it for me, and there was so many things I had to do. I had to be good in school, and I had to get good grades and stuff in order to be able to see it. They were going to do it for me, and they did it. They already did it, but they had to make sure that I was still getting A's and I was on the honor roll.
But did you like it or were you disappointed?
Oh yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. I was disappointed. There's a little bit of I don't know, a kind of a weird vibe compared to the first one, but it was still, the comedy was still there and it was still funny, but it wasn't as good as the first one, I don't think.
I brought it up on that Ghostbusters Afterlife review. I always remember the part where they're at the kid's birthday party and they're playing the Ray Parker. Yeah, they're playing the Ray Parker Jr. theme. He-Man. Yep. Who you gonna call? He-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, that's it. That's all I had for my honorable mentions. But Johnny O, you've been on this podcast before. It's tradition around here to play a little trivia game at the end of these monthly episodes. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll come right back to play a little trivia game with Johnny O.
Good morning, class. Cocology. The study of good taste. In fact, the taste that stands the test.
Yes.
The test where new Coke takes on Pepsi, i.e.
That's as in?
The new Coke Pop Quiz. Cocologist dismissed. All others pay attention.
When Coke did take on Pepsi in nationwide tests, more people chose Coke over Pepsi. Prove it to yourself. You'll see why more people are choosing the taste of Coke. Catch the wave.
So first of all, we have Max Headroom. Remember that dude?
I've only I've never really seen him except for the little scene in Back to the Future, which, by the way, that was my honorable mention. Crap, Back to the Future. But I remember in Back to the Future 2, they had a little Max Headroom thing. But man, I was always a Pepsi guy over Coke, by the way.
Yeah, me too. I liked Pepsi more as a kid, but now I like Coke, and I don't like Pepsi.
Yes, there you go. I feel like Pepsi is too sweet now.
Me too. That just means we're old.
I know.
It's too sweet.
We're getting that diabetes. That diabetes is setting in.
Pepsi hurts my teeth. I like Coke.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, me too, dude. Wow. Seriously.
Yeah, I like the carb, and I feel like a Coke has more carbonation, which I prefer. I like more carbonation. I don't like the flat. I feel like Pepsi sometimes can taste flat.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right.
All right, Johnny O. So this is what we're gonna do.
Well, I do like CM Punk's Pepsi tattoo, though.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
we got just like when I have Sexy Chino on. Anytime I'm on a episode with you, there's gonna be a little wrestling sprinkled in there at some point. We can't help it. It's in our DNA.
I know. I can't help it. I was just telling my wife today that how we're like driving along, and I was like, I'm going to let this guy pass. I'm like, what did I say? I use the wrestling terminology. I'm like, I'm going to let this guy go over. And then, so he's like, oh yeah, you're going to give him the 1, 2, let him give you the 1, 2, 3. I'm like, yeah. And so we're like, so on the same like page when it comes to like wrestling lingo and like kayfabe and stuff. So we'll just like talk about something just like it's a wrestling, like something like, oh, that guy didn't sell his blinker very good.
We can't help it. So this is what we're gonna do, Johnny O. We're gonna play a little game of name that 80s comedy movie.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play about a minute of a scene of an 80s comedy movie. After them, don't answer beforehand. Just soak it in, listen. Don't jump the shark or don't jump the tiburon. In this case, you wait. Think about what movie it is, and once I finish the clip, you tell me what movie that is.
All right.
So we're gonna do 10 movies. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Get in your mind palace. I want you to. I know that not a lot of people win on my podcast. I think Metal Ed might have been one of the only ones to win the trivia game.
Yeah, he took that, by the way, trivia thing, and he said he was the champion of LT Baron's trivia. He took that to heart, man, and he would rub it in my freaking face. So
I saw it in person.
He was going to make a championship belt because of it. He was like, really, he was all into it.
So it's your time now. This is your time, Johnny O.
It's my time. Solo.
Let's go.
Metal Ed's in my heart.
Yep. Here you go. He's rooting you on right now. Let's go to the first clip.
Excuse me, fellas. I think we should just run our papers. Look, just because you live in here doesn't give you the right to be a pain in the ass, so knock it off. It's a free country.
He's just doing it to get a rise out of you. Just ignore him.
Sweet. You couldn't ignore me if you tried. So, are you guys like boyfriend, girlfriend? Steady dates? Lovers? Come on, Sporto. Level with me. Do you slip her the hot beef injection?
Go to hell!
Enough!
Hey! What's going on in there? Pricks.
All right, Johnny O. What movie was that?
Breakfast Club.
Very good. Very, very good. 1 for 1, Johnny O. All right, let's go to the next clip.
You want a candy bar?
You do now.
Look, I got a Baby Ruth. Sir?
Let it stand. Pardons. And now for a final crowning touch to this cake. Take about a spoon of cocoa.
I'm gonna throw it to you, okay?
Put it in a very small sieve. You shake your sieve.
I'm sorry, sir.
It looks like you got it.
Goonies.
Yeah, but you know, to win the point, you also got to do a sloth impersonation, since it was so easy.
Baby Ruth. Hey, you guys!
You're 2 for 2, Johnny O. You're on a roll.
The stewardess said both pilots.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Doctor, I've checked everyone. Mr. Stryker's the only one.
What flying experience have you had?
Oh, I flew single-engine fighters in the Air Force, but this plane has 4 engines. It's an entirely different kind of flying, altogether.
It's an entirely different kind of flying.
Johnny O, what movie is this?
Airplane.
You are correct. 3 for 3. You're on fire. I need that sound up from NBA Jam. You're on fire.
Ooh, yeah, dig it.
All right. Maybe I chose some easy ones. All right, let's go to number 4.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
What's this?
What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour!
I think, Johnny O, you had this in the first 5 seconds.
That's my favorite line ever on Back to the Future.
Hey, speaking of,
I tell everybody that.
Speaking of, we didn't even talk about this one in our list. But I feel like this is like a Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice category where it's more than just a comedy movie.
Oh, yeah. And you said, didn't you say recently that you've only seen the first one?
I've seen the part 1 and 2.
Oh, you got to see the third one, man.
You know, funny enough, I think it's meant to be. We just went to a Savers. It's like a Goodwill, like a thrift store. And my wife bought me for $1 VHS tape of Back to the Future 3, just like today in the afternoon. So it's meant to be, I think.
You have a VCR? I think I'm more concerned about that.
Yeah, man, we're getting into the VHS. We bought a little like TV at a yard sale for $20, and we put it up in the kitchen. And sometimes we're eating and we'll be watching like Dirty Dancing or Friday the 13th. Yeah, so I'm gonna check it out the way it was intended to be watched on VHS.
All right.
Keeping it old school. All right, Johnny, you're 4 for 4. Let's go to the next movie.
You got a light, buddy?
Yeah, sure, kid. There you go.
And your wallet.
Nick, give him your wallet.
What for?
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Johnny, oh man, you are looking cocky over there. What movie is this?
Crocodile Dundee.
Crikey. That was a horrible Australian impersonation, but yeah, you got that one right. You are 5 for 5, and you are on a roll right now.
You're gonna give me a PS5 when I win, right?
Oh, of course, you know it. A PS5.
Yeah, you take a picture of it and send it to me.
PS5 that I'm gonna buy from Wish.com.
This piece of shit.
Eugene, get away from there! Oh my God! In fact, can you use your eyes? Does it look like you can help him?
But what do we do, Sean? The monster!
Don't call him a monster.
But what if he's dead?
Then he died to help us. Now look, I'm the leader of this squad. So listen up. You said Dracula knows we're here. So let's just try to find the amulet. And get the hell out of here.
Kick him in the north! Kick him in the north! He doesn't have north! Go in! Wolfman's got nards! Come on!
All right, Johnny, I see a little confusion. Do I got you here? What movie is this?
I think you got me, bud. I'm going. It's not a horror, right? Because I don't watch horror. I don't do any
here's
horror.
the thing. It's one of those. It's a horror movie like Ghostbusters is a horror movie.
Okay. And is it from the 80s?
It is from the 80s. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Also,
it wasn't E.T., right? No.
it is not E.T. Your first incorrect one. That's the Monster Squad from the 80s.
Never seen it.
Which is kind of like the Goonies, but with Universal monsters.
No, I never heard of it.
And yeah, man, if there's you gave me all these movies to watch. If there's one movie you need to watch to forget about Born in East LA, watch The Monster Squad. Even though I know you don't like the spooky stuff, but this one's it's like the Goonies, but with Universal monsters. It's really, really funny and really, really cool movie.
Well, who's in it? Anybody notable?
No, I think it's a lot of people I don't know, but I love this. I love this movie as a kid, and it didn't make my list or honorable mentions because I feel like it's in its own category almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. 5 for 6, man. You're still on fire right now. Let's go to the next one.
I'm Sergeant Taggart, and this is my partner, Detective Rosewood.
You always treat visitors from out of town like this?
Why didn't you identify yourself as a police officer when you were arrested?
Because I was minding my own business. Where the fuck do you guys get off on arresting somebody for getting thrown out of a window?
We have 6 witnesses that say you broke in and started tearing up the place, then jumped out the window.
And you guys believe that? What the fuck are you, cops or doormen?
We're more likely to believe an important local businessman than a foul-mouthed jerk from out of town.
Foul mouth? Fuck you, man.
You watch your mouth.
Hey, man, don't square off on me with some bullshit. You want to start some static?
Hey, don't push me.
Fuck you, man.
Taggart!
All right, Johnny O, you got this one? What movie is this?
Beverly Hills Cop.
It is Beverly Hills Cop. Doing good. 6 out of 7.
Of course not. You're out the door too fast.
I think they have an okay time.
How do you know?
I mean, how do I know? I know.
Because they...
Yes, because they...
How do you know that they're really...
What are you saying? That they fake orgasm?
It's possible.
Get out of here.
Why? Most women at one time or another have faked it.
Well, they haven't faked it with me.
How do you know?
Because I know.
Oh. Right. That's right. I forgot. You're a man.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It's just that all men are sure it never happens to them, and most women at one time or another have done it, so you do the math.
You don't think that I can tell a difference?
No.
Get out of here.
Oh. Ooh.
Are you okay?
Oh. Oh, God. Ooh. Oh, God. Oh. 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 Oh, God. Oh, yeah, right there. Oh. 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 Oh, God. Oh. Yes. 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 Oh. Oh, yes. 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 Oh. Yes. 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 Oh. 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 Oh, God. Oh.
First of all, before you even answer that, this deserves one of those. And now tell me, what movie is this?
When Harry Met Sally.
It is When Harry Met Sally. Another one I've never seen, but that's like an iconic scene.
Oh, you gotta see it, dude. You can't do that. You can't give me movies that you have never seen yourself.
But you seen it. You saw it. That's all that matters. As long as you've seen it.
You wait till I get you on my show. I'm going to start wrestling quizzing your ass.
I'm ready. Bring it on. All right. So,
all right.
So you're 7 out of 8, man. This is like when like Larry Bird back in the 80s, like drilling 7 out of 8 3-pointers. You're on fire already. And you can tell I'm old because I bring up Larry Bird and not someone modern like Steph Curry. All right, let's go to the next scene.
Larry? Yeah? You want to come in here for a minute, huh? Yeah. Look, Rich is instant, okay? That's fine. Good. What? Look what I found in his pocket. Wow. Jesus. I never knew he was into the drug scene. God, look how much is here. This is not recreational, Rich. This is a career. This man needs some help, you know that? If he's not careful, he's gonna wake up one morning dead. I watch 20/20. I know the statistics. I read. What? Larry Lomax is dead. No, you can't be. Oh.
All right, Johnny, it looks like you got it. What movie is this?
Weekend at Bernie's.
It is Weekend at Bernie's. Man.
You know, one of my favorite movies I didn't mention. I should have mentioned because I love that movie.
Yeah, 80s one. I saw the 90s one, Weekend at Bernie's too, where they're like in the Caribbean or something, Jamaica or somewhere.
Right. I don't know why that body's not decomposing.
Which, fun fact, Bernie, it gets killed by Jason in one of the Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, part 7, to be exact. He really gets killed in that one. All right, so you're, 8 for 9. You could be like 9 out of 10 right here.
This is it? The last one?
This is the last one coming up right now.
Whoa! Not bad.
Greetings, my excellent friends.
Do you know when the Mongols ruled China?
Wow. Perhaps we could ask them. Bill S. Preston, Esquire, and Ted Theodore Logan. Gentlemen, I'm here to help you with your history report.
What?
How?
Whoa! Oh, I hate that part.
Bill? What? Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Looks like you got, come on, Johnny O. Slam dunk this one.
Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Adventure.
That is correct, man. Damn. Let's give Johnny O a round of applause.
That's it.
Crowd's going crazy here. Come on, cheer louder, crowd. Come on. That's a Hall of Fame performance. 9 out of 10.
I am the champion. Woo! We are the champ. I mean, I am the champion, but well, Metalhead's in my heart, so we are the champions. Now we're champions together. Me and Metalhead and I are champions.
Man, you completely roasted that trivia game. I don't know if we'll see a performance like that again.
That's like a Royal Rumble performance.
You were like, yeah, exactly. You were like Diesel in that was it 95 Rumble where he's like throwing out everybody. You were cleaning house.
Yeah, man.
All right, Johnny Oval, very good. Yeah, so awesome job. We're gonna go.
I'll be expecting my PlayStation 5.
I told you, I'm gonna send you one. I saw one on Wish. Can you believe it? Right. It was only $20 a PS5. Crazy, huh?
It was like a picture of it.
Yeah, it's a steal. I think I'm gonna buy one for myself too. So be expecting that in the mail in the next couple of days. But we're gonna go to a quick commercial break and wrap things up.
We win! Man, Tony, they're tough. You two up for a little game?
We'll take you on after this complete breakfast, including my vitamin-packed Frosted Flakes. They bring out the tiger in you.
For a flaming net, that ought to be good.
Frosted Flakes, good. They're great.
You'll show them you're a tiger. Show them what you can do.
Big tiger.
The taste of Tony's Frosted Flakes. Man, can she hit? Brings out the tiger in you.
And you.
All right.
They're great.
Damn. I thought I had not paused the audio, and it was you doing it. I thought I hit pause.
They're great.
Yeah, that's bringing it back to wrestling as we always do. Wasn't that Stagger Lee Marshall from WCW?
I don't know. You know, in the 90s it was, but I don't know about the 80s. The 80s was somebody else, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that.
I think Lee Marshall started doing it in the 90s.
Oh, very cool. But either way, awesome impersonation and awesome job on the trivia game. And overall, just thank you for coming back on, Johnny O.
Always a pleasure, man. Always really like coming on.
Yeah, I think next year.
Really hope to be on again.
Next year, I think we'll have to do a 90s comedy movie ones.
Why wait till next year?
Very true. But why don't you tell the people where they can find you and, you know, all the social medias, plug all your stuff.
All right. Well, we're not doing any new episodes right now, but we will be in the future of the Double Accidental Smash podcast. We are on Spotify. We are on Amazon Music. We are on Apple Podcasts, Deezer, and a couple other ones I can't remember at the top of my head right now. We are on Twitter. We're looking for more follows and more likes. Hate to ask, but we are on DAH_Smash. And I also have a TikTok, but it's more of my personal one. But right now I have a video that just hit 1 million views today. I took a Brock Lesnar cardboard cutout and I scared the crap out of my mother. Hit 1 million views. I'm looking to get some more followers. Hopefully I can monetize it eventually. Because I'm poor, guys. I need some money. Somebody help me.
Hold on.
And
try that again, but let me put some background music for you. Tell the people to give you those follows on.
I'm poor, guys. I'm poor, guys. Somebody help me. Help me get some followers, man. So I'm at DAH Smash on the TikTok, and just need a little love, if you will.
Give the guy a follow.
Love, if you will.
Give the guy a follow, for God's sakes. What's wrong with you?
Give me
people
a
out there?
damn follow, please. I had somebody, because my mom in the video, my mom swore and called me a fucker. So I had one guy, he was like really religious, and he told me to repent, and he told me, you know, Jesus loves you and to follow Jesus, which, okay, that's fine, whatever. But I'm just kind of like, I'm sorry if I offended anybody, but there's just a video and it was funny to a lot of people. And I think 300,000 people click like on it. So
they told you to repent to who?
Well, they told me to repent because, you know, I should be ashamed because of the swearing in it and stuff. And shouldn't be on there, and please, follow Jesus. So, which I have no problem, and I am a Christian. I do go to church, and I know I swear still, and I'm sorry I swear, but there's really strict Christians, and then there's really not so strict Christians that are not crazy and stuff like that. But there are crazy Christians out there, so I don't want to get too political and religious here. So,
man, we can't say nothing nowadays, huh? We can't say.
No, you're gonna get canceled off the air, El Tiburon.
I'll be canceled.
I should have been like this the whole time I was talking to you. I should have been like this.
That's how I feel. Like sometimes I want to say a joke, and I kind of like run it through my filter in my brain, and I'm like, maybe don't say that.
Yeah, my problem is I don't have a filter, so that my wife says if I was Native American, my name would be Foot and Mouth.
Johnny,
that would be my name.
Johnny Foot and Mouth kind of rolls off the tongue.
Dude, doesn't it? Hey, dude, call me that for now on in the show. Like, you have your friend, the sexy Chino, and you got Johnny Foot and Mouth.
Yeah, man, but you'll be back on here in no time. I'm still on the fence about reviewing WrestleMania, but if I end up watching it, you'll be the one coming on the episode for that.
All right, man, that sounds great. And we got to come up with some. If we do that, you got to come up with some trivia for me, and I got to come up with some wrestling trivia for you.
Man,
we got to stump each other.
Why are you trying to?
I love playing stump me in wrestling. I want someone to try to stump me.
Why are you trying to put me on the hot seat, huh?
Because I challenge you to a match.
I know.
At WrestleMania.
One of my friends, Tight White, he's like, "Who do you think you are? You're like God. You're doing the trivia and you don't participate." I'm like, I'm the host. These are my. It's like Raven's rules. These are Tiburon's rules on this podcast. I quiz you, but I'm down for that.
The Inquisitor.
We'll figure something out. We can do that. A one-on-one trivia contest.
All right, man. That definitely.
All right. For the listeners, as far as for me, make sure you follow me on any of the social medias, Instagram, TikTok. I do not have a video with 1 million views, unfortunately, but TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. I'm at RetroTiburon, RetroTiburon. I'm also starting a stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Me playing like video games on my Xbox 360 and my PS3. So if you want to come hang out, say, hey, what's up? Or just come in there and talk shit about how horribly I'm playing a game, find me on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. RetroTiburon, RetroTiburon. Yeah, but that's it. Thanks again. Any final words or final impersonation, Johnny O, before we go?
I just want to say that the Macho Man Randy Savage is coming for you, El Tiburon. Oh, yeah, dig it.
Hey, how am I going to follow that? All right, Johnny O. See you on the other side, brother.